Hi everybody, I'm Greg Marchand, author of Service Management Made Simple and president of Automotive Aftermarket Training, where we provide quality, affordable, technical, and management training to the automotive industry. Okay, now when we're discussing check engine light diagnosis, we've got to have an understanding of the onboard diagnostic system. You see, repair is all about efficiency. If you're gonna efficiently diagnose and repair an automobile and make money doing this, you had better be efficient at it, and efficiency comes from knowledge. Okay? So I also like to, in the course of my check engine light diagnostics, use the automobile to help me. I've got one set of tools, but that car was designed to identify problems, right? So let's use it to our advantage. Let's use the onboard diagnostic system as part of our diagnostic procedure. Now, before we can do that, we've got to understand what it is. So I'm going to review that real quick, okay? The vehicle is designed, and the computer systems on the vehicle are designed to identify any problem with the engine control system that will result in a tailpipe emission level of 1.5 times the federal test procedure that vehicle was certified at. So it basically sees, okay, something's wrong and this is going to result in a higher emission level than is allowable. I'm going to turn that check engine light on. All right, let's talk about what happens there. Now, it's got a series of tests that it's going to run. These tests are called monitors. Monitor. Nothing more than a test. Okay? It's a test the car is going to run. Now, when's it going to run the test? Well, it's going to run the test or the monitor when it sees certain conditions. Just like when you go to take your ASE test, you've got to have certain conditions present before you can take the ASE test. What do you have? You got to have registration, you got to have your driver's license to prove who you are, you better have a pencil or two. Old school, not the computer-based testing, right? You got to have a place to go take it, etc. You've got to have these conditions present in order for you to take your test or your monitor. To the car, these conditions that must be present in order for the test or the monitor to run is called enabling criteria. So enabling criteria is nothing more than conditions that must be present for the test to run. Okay? You don't have an enabling criteria, monitor won't run. Bottom line. So if we're going to use the onboard diagnostic system to help us out, we better be sure to meet the enabling criteria. How do we know what it is? We go into the repair manual, we look up the DTC description from that code that you pulled, and we identify the enabling criteria for the monitor that set that DTC. Okay? Now, once we've met enabling criteria, there are going to be certain DTC detecting conditions that the computer, the engine control computer, or powertrain control module, or whatever you want to call it, is going to identify as a problem. You can find these conditions under the DTC description also. So before you go out on that test drive, you identify what your code is, what the enabling criteria for that code is, and what the DTC detecting conditions are. Okay? Use the vehicle to help with your diagnosis. Now, in our engine controls course, we're going to walk you through the entire process in an example of diagnosing a DTC by identifying the monitor, identifying the enabling criteria required to run that monitor, and identifying the DTC detecting conditions. So that while on your test drive, not only are you paying attention to what's going on, watching the scan tool, watching your DVOM, watching your oscilloscope, but the car's paying attention to what's going on. Okay? Keep up the good work. Never stop learning. You can find out more about our courses on intelligentmechanic.com.